Users, anything that has to do with users.
Okay.
So what are the commands that we looked at for users?
Add user.
Add user,
Del user.
del user. Anything else that has to do with users and groups? This includes what? Yeah, add group, del group.
User mod.
No, we didn't look at that.
Chmod.
Chmod,
Chow.
shown.
We would make directory maybe that we use in this.
No, I don't think so. But along with this, we should know all these permissions. We should be comfortable in octal mode and symbolic mode. So if we want to review any of those, we can.
Yeah, what's the syntax for
And then
symbol?
especially UMass.
I forget how often it works, and I stopped using symbolic, that's the problem.
Oh,
Do we need to know how symbolic works?
Maybe.
Because symbolic's a pain in the butt.
Okay, so octal mode, like if I do 664 on a file or directory, what does that mean?
Read, write, read, write.
Read, write, read, write, read, write, and then read on that file. How would I do that same thing in symbolic notation? Oh, it's right there, isn't it? But let's just write out chmod. U equals RW, G equals RW, and O equals R.
Oh, that's right.
And then on whatever the file is, file.txt.
What was like where you have like the plus X or whatever?
Yeah, so we can also use, if I do chmod plus X on file.txt, that actually just says to everybody, whatever their current permissions are, add the execute permission to everybody. If I just say U plus X, that only adds it to the user.
Is that the user that you're using, or like for the
Yes.
the file that it
Let's
is?
see. To the user that's currently owns the file.
That owns it. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I was to do chmod plus 7, would it just do read, write, execute on the file for everyone?
No, I've never done a plus with octal notation.
You'd
I've
have
only
to-
done a plus with symbolic.
You'd have to do like plus RWX.
I don't think you can do. Are we gonna be covering the sticky bits and everything as well?
Yes.
That's, I'm a little fuzzy on those sticky bit versions.
So any more on octal versus symbolic? Need to do any more examples?
No, but can you do sticky bits, octal and symbolic now?
Yeah. So, so first of all, what does, fine, let's do sticky first. What does sticky bit mean?
People who don't own it can't delete things or rename them.
Right, and so it only applies in a shared directory.
Shared directory.
Right, a directory that's owned by a group that multiple users could come in. So sticky says only the user that owns this file can delete it, regardless of what the directory permissions say. So, probably in octal mode, you do
Sticky one?
U plus, no, you do,
Yeah.
it's not S.
So user
Probably I've never done it this way, I don't know how you, I'm not gonna ask you in symbolic mode, because I don't know how you do it. It's probably plus T, I mean, I guess it's plus T there. But in octal mode,
Add them together and stuff, it makes it easier.
chmod 1, 644. Yeah. So that we use that other octet. So on this first number, if I include it, 4 is what? Set UID, 2 is set GID, and the 1 is the sticky bit. So I've never done it in symbolic mode like that, but I have done, you could do U plus S, that would do set UID. G plus S, that would do the set GID. But yeah, I've never done sticky that way. I don't do sticky all that, Paul. I only do this class, that's it. So.
Forgot, can you do like 3644 and combine the two, or is it
Yeah.
only ever, okay, so it's just octal like
Yeah.
you'd expect.
Yeah.
That would just make it sticky bit for whatever you said.
Okay, sticky bit and set GID. did seven.
If I did 7, 7, 7, 7, 7,
It'd be all of
How do
4,
the,
7.
the permissions apply to directories, like read, write, and execute? The directory?
What, say that again?
The read, write, and execute permissions on a directory, what do those mean again?
Okay, so read, pretty much if you're ever saying read on a directory, you should always say execute. It doesn't make sense to have one without the other. Read and execute means you can CD into it. Read means you can list the contents, but you should have both read and execute set always on the directory if you want people to get into it.
For a lot of programs, 770 works pretty good.
Yeah. So, and then write on a directory allows them to change the contents of the directory.
So add and remove or rename files?
Uh-huh.
Could they, like, change the contents of a file if they didn't have the right permission for a directory? If they didn't have the right
They
permission
couldn't
for a
change the
file?
contents, but they could delete the file.
Oh,
Weird. That's
okay.
See, sticky, what else, some other question on what we're gonna review? UMass, you're okay with UMass?
Can we,
You're UMass?
yeah, can we go over UMass?
All right, so, you guys are trying to make me talk too long, so we don't have time to. Okay, so, remember with a directory, we always start with the default 777. With a file, we always start, just start when we do the computation of UMass, we start with those numbers. So if our UMass was 037, remember 777, I just like to write it like this: read, write, execute, read, write, execute, read, write, execute. If I apply a UMass of 037, 3 is what? Write and execute. And this is read, write, and execute. So this says take away those permissions. So take away write and execute. This one says take away read, write, and execute. So I'm really just left with 7, 4, and then 0 there. Now, yes, mathematically I could have just put a subtraction sign there and it does work. But it doesn't always work with every number. So that's why I like to do it this way. Over here, obviously, let's come over there. So same thing. I'm masking, this one says read, write, read, write, read, write, and I'm masking write and execute, read, write, and execute. So, and I don't worry about execute, it's not set up there. So I'm gonna get rid of the read, write, because that's what we said. I'm gonna get rid of the write, because that's what it said. So now I'm left with a 6, and a 4, and a 0, and you can see that if we had done subtraction like that, it didn't work. But.
Why, the file always starts with 666?
Yep. Just when you're doing calculating UMass.
So could you, is it impossible to have a UMass that sets execute on a file?
Yep. Can't have a, right. And
Wow.
you wouldn't want him to go around creating files that are executable.
That's weird.
Security
Yeah, security. Okay, any questions there?
Is that all the thing we talked about? Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Unwanted things can never run.
So the quiz is just to wet your whistle for the final, right? They're not weighted a ton, but you will see similar questions to that on our actual final that we have, so.
What's the name of the file that we can change the UMass again?
Oh.
Scale.
Etsy scale dot profile, or in every user's dot profile home directory if you've already created them. So Etsy scale, that could be on the quiz.
No. Is deleting the home directory?
What?
Like Dell home directory, like, was it?
If you want to delete the home directory when you delete the user,
Yeah, it's Dell user dash like home.
dash remove home, I think.
You can also, there's
Their home directory.
there's another command which actually removes their group as well.
Oh, yeah.
As well as their home directory.
Yeah.
And that one's pretty useful.
I'm not gonna ask you who those are. Any other of these concepts you want me to review again, or do another example?
Yeah, if there was anything you could like tell us for the quiz, what would you think we were lacking? Just like, what have you not covered that would be on
Oh.
there?
I don't know, I haven't looked at a quiz for a long time.
I don't even remember.
But I think that's it.
This way, if you don't know such, just like